Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. Join me today as we take a journey to Darjeeling, a picturesque, lush, green destination boasting over 4,000 diverse plant species, 300 varieties of ferns, 87 tea gardens, and an abundance of wildlife. The Darjeeling district is a tiny region in West Bengal. In India, it's approximately 228 square miles. The word Darjeeling means thunderbolt place. Among its inhabitants are monkeys, majestic elephants, elusive wildcats, and even endangered red pandas. 87 tea gardens dot the slopes of the Himalayan mountains in Darjeeling, and the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, affectionately known as the toy train, traverses the tea estates on a 12-stop, 54-mile route. Slowly winding its way around the steep, lush hills, the railway was constructed to facilitate traveling the rugged terrains. Darjeeling, a melting pot of diverse cultures, is a place where people from various backgrounds all come together. Its rich cultural tapestry is evident in the multitude of languages spoken, including Nepali, Bengali, Hindi, and English. Tea from Darjeeling is made in the traditional orthodox method, which means it is hand plucked, rolled, and hand processed. There are three distinct growing seasons in Darjeeling. First, flush in the spring, and second, flush in the summer, and the autumnal flush in the fall. Each season produces teas with distinct flavor characteristics. Teas produced in Darjeeling are the highest elevation grown teas in the world. It is renowned for its unique floral and musky notes, earning its moniker, the champagne of teas. It's early morning in Darjeeling. People are stirring, preparing a steaming cup of tea as the sun rises over Tiger Hills. In New Jersey, far from her childhood in Darjeeling, India, resides Mou Dasgupta, the founder and the CEO of Brooks 37, the Atelier. Mo had a very successful career in finance, but she dreamed of establishing a company of her own with an ethical and sustainable mindset. What would it be? And then she saw a need. Mo began to notice that the high quality teas, like she had grown up drinking, weren't reaching the US market. So after a successful 25-year career, Mo left and embarked on a new venture by establishing her American tea brand. Her goals were twofold. She would revolutionize the tea industry by offering high quality, unique teas and by fostering an all woman production team. And since 2023, she's done just that. Brooks 37, the Atelier, has emerged as a luxury American tea brand, redefining tea as a lifestyle experience that prioritizes sustainability, wellness, and indulgence. And under her leadership, the brand has embraced a woman-centered team, sustainable sourcing, and environmental commitments such as being plastic neutral and 100% for the planet certified. In addition, Brooks 37 donates another 1% of revenues to Homefront, a nonprofit that supports families in need in New Jersey. Brook 37, the Atelier, has won multiple awards and received recognition for its tea blends and its packaging, such as in 2025, its Moonlight Stroll Oolong Tea won in the Superior Leaf category for oolong tea. And in 2024, in April, the company's Moonlight Stroll tea took home 3 more awards. Brook 37's gift box packaging has been nominated for the prestigious Pent Awards Packaging Design Award. It has been recognized for its exceptional loose leaf teas, making it a standout in the culinary world. The teas are celebrated for their luxurious qualities, which have earned them a spot on the Spruce Eats Best Loose Leaf Teas of 2024 list. Brook 37's contributions have extended beyond the tea itself, as their tea has been featured in prestigious gift and home industry publications, including NY Now, Editor's Choice, and Oprah's Daily. Moreover, their tea has been included in swag bags by our good friend Lash Ferry at Distinctive Assets for nominees at the International Emmy Awards and the Oscars in both 2024 and 2025, further solidifying its status as a sought after gift. Additionally, Brook 37's packaging design has been recognized in Die Line magazine, a publication dedicated to showcasing innovative package solutions. Welcome, Mo.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. That's an amazing introduction.
Well, congratulations on all your success and for such a great product. I love it myself. And I've mentioned Lash Ferry. That's how I discovered your tea. Was I received a swag bag that was meant probably for somebody at the Grammys. And luckily I took it.
I'm so grateful that you got it.
It was so beautiful when you open that box. I'm going to, uh, if you're watching us on YouTube, I'm going to show a picture of that, but you've got to go to the website and check it out. It's just such beautiful design, such beautiful packaging. You feel good when you just open the lid. You know, you already start feeling better.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that, oh, wow.
There it is. That's what I received. It's so beautiful. Beautiful salmon color, which I know you have been awarded and applauded for. Just the coloring, the design is amazing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But tell me first about where you grew up, Mo.
I grew up in Calcutta in India, which is pretty close to Darjeeling. And I lived there until I was 21. I got married at the age of 21 and then moved out of Calcutta, Darjeeling, that area.
And when you grew up in that community, how prevalent was tea? Like, and does tea symbolize life in a way in that area, in that region?
Tea was everything. Tea was part of life for anything and everything. Anybody who came to our house was offered a cup of tea, whether it is a guest or it is a gardener, who is or it's a maid in the house, or even someone who has come to sell something like a salesperson.
Mhm.
So my mom always had a kettle, and tea was always brewing in the house. And the area that I come from, because of the proximity of Darjeeling, people are a little snob about tea. So it's not the typical chai culture. Chai is part of the life, but it was a Darjeeling tea. That's what people love to drink. And my dad used to take a lot of pride in the tea that was served in the house. So he would make sure that the best quality tea that he could have access to, he would bring that. And that expression on his face when he would take the first sip, whether it's good or bad, my mom would be looking at him to see the expression. But it was extremely important. A cup of tea is extremely important. That's the first thing we drank when we woke up. Tea was served for, birth, for, during mourning, during a wedding, when, somebody came for a matrimonial proposal, like for anything, tea was the first thing that was served.
Why do you think it was so important to life? And why was the ritual of making tea so important to your father?
He was a he was a my dad was a professor, my mom was a teacher. And I think drinking good quality tea was a symbol of intellectualism also.
Mm.
And it coffee was not a part of our ritual. And he felt that serving someone good quality tea kind of, it's not showing your wealth or opulence. It's about showing that I know the finer things of life, that is not about money, but it's about something that makes you awake more, maybe, something that makes you think better. And it is also, again, as I said, it was a drink for the intellectual. So it was not alcohol, it was not coffee, that was tea.
Well, this isn't a very intellectual comment here, but one of my favorite TV shows is this show called The Big Bang Theory. Um, and the main character says, when someone's distressed, you make them tea. And that's always stuck in my mind that what is it about tea that it elevates? It's not the same as offering somebody a cup of coffee. I guess it almost says you care about that person, doesn't it? Because there's
Yes.
a process to making it, and as your father did, took pride in that process. And it shows someone that you care about them when you make a cup of tea. Why is that, I wonder?
I think I think the part of India that I come from, it's not big about industrial development. It's all about music and culture and reading, and um, I think the tea has that subtle effect of that kind of brings people together, and it generates conversation
Mhm.
without making you agitated. It brings
Right.
a certain amount of calmness in you also. And we used to call it, storm in a teacup, because of the place where I grew up. There, people are very politically also conscious, and there will be a lot of discussions around it, but everything was over a cup of tea. And I think it is the caring, it is the soothing part of the tea. It is the way somebody is, taking time, making sure the water is boiled the right way. The tea leaves, whether you put tea leaf before or after, how you make it, how long you steep it, you don't make it astringent. So it takes time. It's not about, just boiling water and mixing something with it. So I think it's the caring, like you said, and it is bringing people together in a
Yeah.
very, very positive way.
And
Um,
I like how you describe that it's a calming, good conversation comes from a nice cup of tea, sharing a cup of tea with somebody, um, that it's calming, that it's moderated without anxiety and agitation. It's this it's really a beautiful ritual, isn't it?
it is a beautiful ritual, and there are many cafes where you can just buy a cup of tea, have a newspaper, and sit there all day long. No one will ask you to leave. And that's how it is. And I think West Bengal is the state where I come from. It's very different. Every state is different in India. But we are known for the people who do not have an entrepreneurial drive. So I'm the first one in my family who has started a business, actually. And it is all about more and well-rounded, wellness and, intellectual curiosity, cultural, upliftment. And so I think tea elevated all of that for people.
Mhm. So I guess we can say if someone says to you, "How about a cup of tea?" They're really saying, "I care for you."
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to speak to you.
Yeah. I like that.
Yes.
How important, I mean, it feels like this might be an obvious answer, but how important is the tea ritual to you today in your daily life here in New Jersey? You're in Princeton, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How important has it translated the same way, or is it more important to you now?
It was always important. I used to bring my tea from Calcutta, from Darjeeling, every time I would make a trip to India. My friends knew that the only gift I wanted from them was a nice bag of tea.
Contraband.
Yeah, but somehow tea people didn't care. Like when I came in, it was okay to bring tea. Um, so that was that I always drank good tea, and it I was always miserable to have a cup of tea in the office because they were not what I wanted them to be. Um, and uh, and life was different when I first came in, and as I was growing up, it was not like you could have a whole tea set in your office and make tea. So it was hard. Um, Now, today, it is even more important because if I drink a tea, if I go to someone's house, if they're my close friends, I carry my tea with me. But-
Bring your own BOT, bring your own tea.
yes, yes. And it is not an expensive item, so most of the times people don't feel offended that, it's not like I'm bringing in a 200 bottle of champagne, it's just a tea, so they all will enjoy it. But it is extremely important. I start my day with the tea. I have tea ritual in the afternoon also, and it has to be a good tea. Otherwise, and I have a scale in my kitchen. I measure the amount of tea. I measure the temperature, and a perfect tea is a perfect start of the day.
Well, I'm tempted to ask you what a perfect tea is. Is it something that you can describe for a listener that we can emulate, that we can learn from you?
I think tea is a very personal choice. It depends on what kind of tea you like, but a perfect tea will be something that is the tea leaf is not um, killed by the temperature of the water. It is steeped to perfection, so it is not astringent, it is not bitter. And
How do you know what temperature? How are you able to tell? Is it just an instinct at this point? You know how many minutes, or is there a way to tell the right temperature?
Usually people who are selling the tea, they mention. So for example, you mentioned first flush. First flush, you have to boil the water at 185-degree temperature. If it is not before the water starts boiling. Otherwise, it will spoil the tea leaves. But if you want to drink a cup of Assam tea, you want to really boil the tea because that's a malty, heavy, like a red wine, a heavily bodied like tea. So you
Mm.
want the tea to really have that hot water to get the body out of it. But Darjeeling tea is very delicate, so usually you don't boil the water that much, and then you soak it from 3 to 5 minutes, and that part is very personal. Some people like it very, very light, and some people like the flavor to come more, maybe the body to come a bit more. But again, stop at a point before it gets astringent. So sometimes it requires you, if it is a new tea, you are not familiar with it, the first step to experiment with it and see what makes you like it the most. And then you know how to make the subsequent cups.
Oh, thank you. I learned something there. And when you were growing up, did you know people that were tea growers or people that worked? It's a tea garden, right? It's not a farm. It's not a, but you refer to it as a garden. Did you know people that grew tea when you grew up?
I didn't know the growers, but I knew many people who had tea gardens, who owned tea gardens, or who worked as a manager in the tea garden. And tea gardens are started by British, and it's a very it still has that prestige, and someone working in a tea garden, managing a tea garden, they are given to this 200-year-old bungalow to live. It's a very prestigious job, and but very isolating job also. So I knew a lot of people, and the main attraction was they're going to give us free good tea. So, but
Friends with benefits.
friends with benefits all the time.
Well, you said that women in your region did not have the opportunity to control their own destiny. Can you describe the culture and the opportunities for most women in Darjeeling or in your
Darjeeling,
area?
um, I think in Darjeeling, women are who are working in the tea gardens, they're extremely hardworking. And they are sometimes they're the primary breadwinners actually of the family. And I have met women who are working there in the garden for 35 years. And they are carrying maybe, 15 kilos of tea in their basket, the back of their basket, and going uphill. Um, and their salaries are not as much, but they take care of the family. But
Mhm.
the education or who they will get married to, they're all decided by the family. So the tea garden is a big support system. It's an extended family for them. So if someone is sick or somebody's husband is beating up the wife or children are not taking care of the family, it's a tea community that come together and they help. So it's almost like being in India, it is a world by itself, and they have their own rules and way of life.
Mhm.
And one of the issues today the gardens are facing is the younger generations, they don't want to do these menial jobs anymore. So they are leaving the gardens and they're going away. So that's a threat on what happens to this whole tea growing culture in Darjeeling. And I think this is above my pay grade, but people are talking and discussing how to retain the younger generation there and how to make this job more interesting, that it's not just a labor job, make it more like a rotating job. So you learn not just tea plucking, but also tea processing and also some administrative work to make it more interesting and retain them within the area.
That's a good idea. And I imagine that your voice would speak volumes, and that it would benefit you obviously to have more generations follow, um, because you want the business to continue to grow and for
Absolutely.
people to be respected and admired for the craft of
Yes.
growing tea, making tea, and all that goes along with it. Well, in a few short years, you've really created one of the most sought after tea brands in the world. I was curious where the name Brook 37 comes from.
I was waiting for that question.
Were you? I figured somebody else is going to be wondering it, so I better ask.
So during COVID, I used to work in Midtown Manhattan. And during COVID, my husband and I, we started living in Princeton, New Jersey. And we bought a house that is next to a brook. And it is a beautiful, I tell people I live in the forest. So it's beautiful. And every morning I would, during the summertime, of course, I would go out and have a cup of tea before I started my day. It was all working from home at that time. So, and there's just so much activities, the deer, the squirrel, like the full of life, that area. So tea and brook, I felt like there is a very deep connection between the two for me. So the brook had to be in the name, and the legend says that 2737 BC was when tea was first discovered.
Oh,
So I took 37 from there, and I said that the brook is bringing a very ancient beverage from 2737 BC to the modern life. So I'm going to modernize a very ancient beverage and make it very popular and enticing for people.
that's a great story. I really like that.
Thank you.
And you and I talked about the Atelier at the end of the name. What does that refer to?
Honestly, I wanted it to be T. Smith, and I was told that Smith may not be the right thing from various different legal reasons. So I came up with Atelier because I think it has the touch of just the sound, and what Atelier stands for has this touch of premiumness and
Mhm.
something that is not just a cafe. It is an elevated word where some like premium food is served, something that comes with some craftsmanship with it. So I love the word, and I said, yes, I mean, we're going to have the atelier. We'll call us the atelier. And we call us the tea artists, actually. So it's the tea artist who's making the tea, because the process of making tea is so detailed, so minute, and that I think it's an artistic job to bring out the best flavor from a green leaf. And then, of course, the packaging, there is some artistry there, and making sure that nothing is folded, no corner is crinkled, all of that. So I think everyone who's touching our product in the process is an artist. So
Oh, that's great. You think about every detail. You've thought about the name, you've thought about the process. Can you talk a little bit more about some of the process for your teas and what goes into from the growing to the harvesting to the, packaging, some of the fine points, the details that you're very proud of.
the teas that we buy, I personally go to the gardens during the peak plucking season. And the teas that we purchase get sold out in the garden. They do not come to the plains for auction, etc., because these are almost made to order teas. So we kind of tell them, I want this moonlight tea. Can you make me? And they will say, we only have this much production. I can only give you this much tea. So when you go to Darjeeling during this time, you will see Germans and Japanese buyers flooding the area. They get the best of the best teas. And I'm very fortunate that when I decided to start the company, I reached out to all the garden owners and I said, I need your help. And they asked me, how many tons of tea do you want? And I said, maybe 20 kgs and to start with. And they said, fine, we need people to promote Darjeeling tea. You believe in it and we will support you. So I go there and I taste probably hundreds of cups of teas and I find the best of the best teas from there. And then from there, it comes to the plains in India, and or sometimes it gets shipped directly to me in the USA. And within a couple of weeks, the teas get packed and they come to me over here. So these are the freshest teas that are coming. In terms of packaging, we have factories that are the highest quality standard in terms of food safety certification. So, and then we have a team of women who are working in the packaging. So we have tea leaves inside tea bags as well as loose leaf teas also. So loose leaf teas are those that are so big that you cannot put them in a tea bag. But even our tea bags are biodegradable, compostable, and they are extra large in size. So when you're brewing, it gives you the experience of brewing tea inside a teapot. So it has so much room to kind of float in the water. And then we have some of our packaging materials coming from within India. Some of them are coming from other countries. And then we assemble everything and then they get shipped here. Or there is another, I have a small team over here and we pack in New Jersey also in a kitchen. So these are the two ways. Um, and also we have some flavored teas and we have a tea blender who we work with and he's amazing to come up with some of the teas. And our flavors are all natural flavors and they're custom made for us. So I will say I want this flavor that's going to be strawberry forward and a hint of rose. And that's how the flavor will be made. And nobody can buy it except for us. These are our proprietary flavors. And that's how the teas are done.
Incredible. Oh, you mentioned the moon tea or the tea leaves that are they're actually harvested during a full moon, right?
Yes.
I read that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So those teas are plucked on a full moon night once the moon comes out, so after sundown. And I have some videos of, with the torches, they're plucking. And so it is very ceremonial also because it's such a happy occasion. The
Yeah.
tea is so special. And it is not two leaves and a bud. It's actually one leaf and one bud. That's how those teas are plucked. And by around midnight, they stop plucking and the tea is processed and packed by 4 a.m. So the tea doesn't see any sunlight after plucking. And the teas are very sensitive to light as well as air. So it's preserved that way. And that's the tea that won actually 4 awards in World Tea Expo.
Congratulations. Well,
Thank you.
that process is really beautiful.
It's a
Uh,
beautiful ritual. Yes.
yeah. You have a 56-point quality check.
Yes.
In general terms, can you explain what that is? I don't want you to have to go through all 56 points, but where did that come from? And how did you devise that quality check?
I worked with the factory owners to come up with the quality checks, where all things can break. I come from financial industries, so compliance and safety and ethical and quality, it's very, very important. So when it comes to quality, it is not just making sure the food safety is maintained. It is also, each tea bag, the string is not going to come out of it. So they pull each tea bag to make sure that the string is attached. They make sure that the tag is attached to the tea bag in the right position. They make sure that when the teas are cleaned, teas can have a lot of twigs and various different things, and not everybody clean actually the tea. So the cleaning process, it can also have some heavy metals. So all these things, we clean the tea thoroughly before we pack it. We also send it for any kind of heavy metal testing, any type of chemical pollution in the tea. So before bringing in the tea, we send it to a lab called Eurofin, where the teas are tested and made sure that it's all safe, and it's not required by the law, but we make sure that we do all these things before we bring the tea to the consumer. So these are some of the quality checkpoints.
That's great. Uh, a significant component of your vision for building Brook 37 was to create a team compromising mainly of women. You're a very strong advocate for women's leadership, founding lean-in circles and advancing diversity programs in the workplace. Why is it so important to you in the success of your company to um, promote women and have women leaders in your business?
Um, when I started the company, my vision was not to have just women only team. But as I started working, I just felt that I'm finding very good quality workers who happen to be women. And I decided, okay, I'm going to make this a woman-run brand. And tea is a very generational business, and it is dominated by men. There's nothing wrong with it. But even when you go for tea plucking, you'll see that the pluckers are all women, but their leader is a man.
Mm.
And so I just felt like, why don't I give it a try and see as a women team if we can compete and make something happen. And I do feel that we think in a similar way, but there is enough diversity in there. So we are all about elevating, and somehow it comes very naturally a lot of times to my whole team, including me. And I'm not saying that men cannot think that way, but I feel we are very aligned. So when we
Mhm.
say something, they will say, yes, we get it. We know how to make this social media post, or exactly how it will look like. So yeah, I mean, now I'm at a point where I want to say that I want to take this brand to a very elevated brand level with a bunch of women behind it and make them prove to themselves that they can do it.
I'll probably anger my male listeners, but I really tend to agree with you. Over the years in the hospitality business, most of my executives have been women, and it's just different. They get um, really the whole business and a well-run way, and they get concept. I don't know. It's just I've always tended to have women executives as well for those reasons that you described. Let's talk about the teas a little bit. We're actually out of time, but I wanted to definitely mention a few. The Brook 37 Classic series is a collection of premium and rare blends that delight and inspire the senses. Varietals such as Earl Grey help to make special moments of connection truly memorable. I'm interested in the Brook 37 Wellness series, which is a specially curated collection that is designed to help connect health with well-being goals. It is the perfect gift for oneself, for friends or family, or just to boost your overall mental and physical well-being with varieties including floral mint and the Brook 37 Limited Series, a collection of rare and exclusive blends that inspire the senses. Rarities like the Moonlight Stroll that we just talked about, which are handpicked only on a full moon night,
Yeah.
help lift everyday moments to something special. And I know you have a couple new blends that you're very proud of. Did you want to mention those for me, Mo?
Absolutely. We came up with the chai, our first chai blend, and it has been so popular. I didn't expect it to be that popular, and it looks beautiful. The moment you see that tea, just a picture of the tea, loose tea, it is beautiful, and you want to drink it.
Mhm.
And then we worked on it for 7 months to perfect it on how to make chai using a tea bag. So you don't have to do the boiling of the water and all of that, and of milk and all of that. And it has become really, really popular. So I'm very proud of that. Secondly, we are proud and very honored that we were commissioned by Tea Time Magazine and Hoffman Media to come up with a blend in memory of Hoffman Media's, um, you know, she's the one who founded Hoffman Media,
Mhm.
Phyllis Hoffman. She passed away, and in her memory, we came up with the Phyllis Earl Grey tea. And it's a very different type of Earl Grey. It has pineapple, it has lavender, it has bergamot, and that one has that has become so popular.
I can
And
smell it right now.
it is beautiful. You open it and the smell is just
Mhm.
beautiful. So these are the two teas. Besides, I'm very proud of all my Darjeeling teas. I think Darjeeling
Hard to choose, isn't it? You have so many
is,
great. It's like,
yes,
which kid do you like the most?
exactly, exactly. And
For-
Darjeeling is like so special. The kind of teas they grow is so unique and so different. I just wish that more people have the exposure of drinking
Well,
them.
I hope we've inspired you today to go online and uh, and sign up. We've got a great special here that Mo has passed on. There's a $5 discount if you sign up today. You can go to, I'm looking for the website right now. Uh, Give you the address. I want to make sure I get it right. It's brook37.com. Very, very easy. When you go on, I mean, you're just going to be blown away by the beauty, the photographs, the tea, the packaging, and and get something. Elevate your life. Make your mornings better. Have some tea on hand for those special occasions when someone comes over and you can make them feel So special with Brook 37 teas, the Atelier. And when you order, be sure to put in the code, what is it, Jeremiah? I've got it right here, Jeremiah $5, and you'll get $5 off. Customers who sign up today, again, promo code Jeremiah $5. I just want to mention a few more things about your great teas. Brook 37's growing retail footprint includes Bloomingdale's, so you can find it there online in select New York City and California stores, 1800baskets.com. Gelson's Market, there's 27 stores across Southern California that carry it, and Costco.com, places you can buy it aside from Brook37.com. Again, Brook 37 is plastic neutral. It's 100% for the planet certified. They donate an additional 1% of revenues to Homefront, supporting families in need in New Jersey. And with 90% of its team made up of women, the brand champions empowerment, inclusivity, and conscious living, positioning itself at the intersection of luxury, wellness, and responsibility. Please take my word for it. This is one of the best brands that I got out of my swag bag. I fell in love immediately, and so will you. An American tea company founded by a female entrepreneur, Mou Dasgupta, collaborates with renowned tea estates and world-class packagers to create a brand that will elevate the tea experience for tea connoisseurs like yourself. If you're not one, be one today. Order Brook 7 stands out as the ideal choice for tea due to its commitment to ethical sourcing. And don't forget the exceptional quality. They meticulously select the most exotic teas from the finest estates, ensuring their highest quality. Additionally, they conduct that rigorous 56-point quality check for each and every unit, ensuring that only the best teas make it to your shelf. By sourcing directly from the farms, they eliminate the middleman and ensure that their tea is produced with minimal environmental impact. Brook 37 is committed to sustainability and, again, plastic neutral. In addition to their environmental efforts, Brook 37 also supports education by donating 1% of their total revenue to carbon180.org. It's a certified organization that works to combat climate change. The commitment to education aligns with their belief in the power of knowledge and the importance of fostering a sustainable future for generations to come. Out with the old, in with the new. Reimagine how you can incorporate Brook 37 into your life. Again, they're giving $5 off to all new customers who sign up. So go there now, brook37.com, promo code Jeremiah $5. And up next, Andras Jones with the premiere of his new single, I Saw Them Everywhere. You can find Brook 37 on social media, on Instagram at Brook 37T. I'm following them. You should do Facebook at Brook 37T. Mo, thank you so much for not only caring so much to bring such a wonderful product to help elevate our lives and to make those special occasions really sing, underline explanation point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
I hope to see some more tea in my mailbox soon.
Yes, we'll be in touch.
Okay, have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.